much laying emphasis on the compressed natural gas.
Okay.
Right here I have Mr. Abiodun here, who is my senior colleague, my manager, where we work together at the CNG Installation Center. So we'll be talking more about this alternative energy that vehicles are relying upon today.
Okay.
Yes, known as compressed natural gas, CNG.
Okay. Yeah. All right, Mr. Abiodun.
Yes, I want to use this opportunity to greet our listeners, and this is going to be a great opportunity to introduce to you what we mean by compressed natural gas.
Okay. All right, thank you so much. You just heard them there, and like I said earlier, we'll just be looking at how to move from the fuel that we know to the alternatives that we can explore to better our transportation system. And talking about this, I have here with me these experts on CNG that are going to be talking about one of the very controversial, or should I say talked about, diversifications of energy, or the alternative energy source that has been making the rounds, talking about the CNG. But before we move to the CNG, what exactly is NGV?
NGV simply is an acronym for natural gas vehicles. That is vehicles that uses alternative source of fuel, known as CNG, compressed natural gas. Yeah.
Okay, so if we now move from the natural gas vehicle to CNG, another person does not know what CNG is, and they're probably listening to us at this point. What is CNG about?
All right, CNG, like we said, natural gas is renowned for its clean burning properties, its affordability, and the range of environmental and monetary incentives it offers its users.
Okay.
So when we're talking about compressed natural gas, we are talking about this natural gas being compressed at a particular temperature to be able to be contained in a vessel called cylinder.
Okay, so it makes it easier for storage and also for transportation.
Yes.
Okay. So now, moving away from the fact that we now know what CNG is about, what is natural gas renowned for?
Yes, like I said earlier, it is renowned for its clean burning properties, also its affordability, and also the range of environmental and monetary incentives it offers, because it does not add any hazard or any harmful effect to the environment because of its positive greenhouse effect.
All right. So now, what are the three categories of NGVs?
The three categories of NGVs, we have the dedicated, the bi-fuel, and the dual fuel.
Okay.
So when we're talking about the dedicated, we're talking about the ones that originally formulated by the manufacturer to use natural gas.
Okay.
These are CNG vehicles from manufacturers originally. When we talk of bi-fuel, we're talking about they use interchangeably the natural gas and petrol.
Okay.
The CNG and petrol interchangeably. Then when we talk about the dual fuel, we are talking about the one that uses diesel and CNG simultaneously. Remember?
Together.
Yes, together.
Diesel and CNG simultaneously.
Yes.
Okay, now you know that this is a car show, and for my car lovers or my car owners listening to the show, how safe is CNG? Because there have been a lot of misconceptions, or should I say speculations. And if you listened to me in the introduction, I talked about the fact that this alternative is quite controversial, especially the fact that some people say, oh, sometimes it blows up and everything. How safe is CNG? Because I should be recommending something to my people that is very safe for them to use. So for car owners listening to you that may want to diversify from the fossil fuel that we have, how safe is this CNG?
Yes, Mr. Abiodun will be able to.
Okay.
Now, coming to talk about safety, well, the first thing that comes to mind is this: for a CNG installed vehicle, another description could be conversion.
Okay.
I want people to first of all understand that the CNG system operates alongside your original fuel system for already petrol installed vehicles.
Okay.
Now, the question of safety. the first thing that I want us to all understand is that CNG installation has to be done under the correct safety practices by the right technicians.
Okay.
Approved technicians, if I may say. Now, in general, what are things to be considered? CNG is not as volatile and dangerous as people nurse the idea and opinion that once you hear gas, it must be dangerous. It is not as dangerous as people conceive. Now, the first thing that comes to mind when you are talking of CNG is your cooking gas.
Okay.
People liken CNG gas
To the cooking gas. Okay.
And they have the impression of the explosions resulting from cooking gas whenever you come and mention gas. The first thing that comes to mind is, we have seen where this gas, cooking gas, has become a disaster. The first thing you need to first understand is that CNG, compressed natural gas, is stored in a secured cylinder. And when I use the word secured cylinder, there are standards controlling the kind of cylinder used to store the compressed natural gas.
Okay.
There are standards for the type of cylinder that can be used, that can accommodate the pressure for which CNG operates. Now, the cylinders are such that the cylinders come in a range of 8 mm thickness.
Okay.
And they are therefore bulletproof in nature. The cylinders do not have welding joints or seams where they are seamless, where you have them joined and have weaknesses like the common cooking gas, LPG gas we used to cook in the house. One of the important aspects of the cylinder is it is seamless, it is bulletproof, it cannot explode under adverse effects. Now, that is the first aspect which people need to get enlightened about regarding compressed natural gas. Where is it stored? Is the point of storage, is it safe to carry it about, to move about with it? Is it not a death trap we have introduced into our vehicle to move around? That aspect needs to be thoroughly understood.
Okay.
The cylinders are built to withstand conditions to store the gas safely and not explode and cause disaster. The next aspect I will want to talk about is, what is the gas stored in this cylinder? The gas, compressed natural gas, is such that it is lighter than air. I will not want to go into density and all this complexity.
Okay.
It is lighter than air.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you release compressed natural gas in this room we are in now, natural gas will rise up and not stay around. It will be looking for a way to go above air,
Okay.
our atmospheric. And that makes it completely different from your LPG cooking gas that stays around looking for a spark of fire.
Okay.
It does not confine itself into that environment. Once it is released into the air, it goes out of reach. It does not remain within, whereby if in the case of fire you have explosion or fire incidents as it might be. So we need to understand these aspects. Another thing which I mentioned is that are standards maintained, and who are those installing it? If you have these parameters and conditions put in place, you have compressed natural gas as a very safe source of fuel for your vehicle.
Okay.
Many do not even know that this camping gas system that we use for cooking, that many people put in their kitchen,
Yes.
compressed natural gas is safer
Than that.
than that camping gas system we put inside our kitchen and cook on top of it. It is much more safer than that.
Okay.
So I will not want anybody to nurse the fear. Another aspect that is of concern is this: the cylinders have a lifespan that must be observed. It
Okay.
is just like your cooking gas as well.
Okay.
And all of this, when taken care of and put under stringent monitoring, CNG is a very safe and reliable source of fuel that need not bring about fears in anybody's mind. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Abiodun. We appreciate you for taking our time to read out the safety of CNG and why people should not nurse fears. Now, you know, information is power, information is security, and that is why you are here today to enlighten people about this alternative. Now, you talked about cylinders. If you could just enlighten us and every other person listening to us today on the show, the cylinders, are they inside the vehicle? How does it work? Like,
Okay. Now, just as in a vehicle, you have a fuel or petrol tank.
okay.
The CNG system also has its own container
Oh, okay.
where the gas is kept, or better put, stored. You go to the filling point to get your cylinder filled.
Okay.
The cylinder is retrofitted into your vehicle,
Okay.
and there are positions where they are installed on the nature of the vehicle. In saloon cars, most of the time, the easiest point of sighting the cylinder is in the boot.
Okay.
And when I say sighting the cylinder, they are held down tightly. These are some of the conditions whereby I said initially when talking about safety that the technician must be well trained in the installation. It is held tight down with brackets, with metal brackets to secure it.
Okay.
It is from there the gas, the CNG gas, is channeled through a high pressure pipe to the engine part. There are some other components that are involved, and I think maybe if I continue, maybe I'll just continue to talk. So let me stop at answering that.
Okay.
The cylinder is stored for saloon cars in the boot.
Okay.
In some other vehicles, it could be where there is space to accommodate it. It is put under the
Wow.
seat.
Okay.
In some cases, some vehicles that have room, it can be stored in the boot, like the pickup vehicles.
Okay.
You put it in the back compartment.
All right. Okay. Well, in case you just tuned in, this is Top Gear here on Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. And today we have in alternative energy sources for transportation. For your car to move, you definitely need fuel. But what we have known over time is the fuel. This time, the world is moving fast, or the world has moved. And today we are keeping focus on the CNG. And we have some CNG experts here in the building who have been throwing light to this conversation. And I'm really loving it. I hope you are also enjoying the whole conversation going on here. Please, gentlemen, permit us to go for a breather. And when we come back, we'll continue talking on this more.
Oh, great.
All right, keep listening to Eagles FM Abuja. We'll be right back in a moment.
The hits for your drive home.
Eagles 102.3.
For advert placement and program sponsorship on Eagles 102.3 FM, please call 080-5919-8658. That is 080-5919-8658 or 081-5791-7278. Again, 081-5791-7278.
Do you want to know about cars? Everything about cars, from purchase to maintenance and even road use. Don't go too far. Listen to Top Gear on Eagles 102.3 FM every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Top Gear, let's give you a spin.
Nothing but feel-good tunes to get you home after work.
Keeps me moving when I'm stuck in traffic.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
All right, still Top Gear here in Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. And we have been talking to some CNG experts on the show today to tell us in detail about CNG and, of course, what natural gas vehicles are all about. And so far, they have done justice to what NGV, CNG, and, of course, what categories are there of NGVs and also how safe CNG is. Now, when you talk about the goodness of CNG and everything, the cocoa that many people would want to hear is how affordable is this process, because you're telling us that you can convert your car that was using fossil fuel to move from old to this to that. It's more safer, it's more cleaner and all of that. But the crux of the matter is how affordable is CNG. Yes, how affordable is this gas? Let's even start with the conversion process, and then we'll move to the gas. How affordable is the conversion process? And then, because when you convert, you have to fund it. So when you convert, how much is it? And then also then the funding of the CNG.
Okay, so when I talk about conversion, basically we only use that term conversion. What we do is retrofitting.
Okay, retro.
We do not tamper with the petrol system.
Okay, of the vehicle.
We only create another channel for which your vehicle can interchangeably use gas.
Okay, so you're like on a dual mode where today you can be on this side.
Absolutely.
Oh,
absolutely.
Okay.
Not
so
that
it's
we
like
condemn the petrol as absolutely, completely no.
Honestly, before now, I used to think that it's moving from that one to this one
completely.
totally.
No,
Okay, all right. I believe that there are so many other people like myself who do not know. So
that's right.
Me, I always want to learn. So.
That's right. So it's actually retrofitting, but we use the word conversion. So the layman's understanding is that the vehicle is converted and we use petrol anymore. No, that's not the idea. Now, by retrofitting, when you're talking about affordability, it is quite affordable. Now, it depends on the technician doing the installation and then getting your kits. When you spend money, say for instance, my manager was talking about giving a scenario about solar installation. At the first instance, when you are installing solar, you spend money in buying the kits and other stuff. You spend more, but on the long run, you discover that you are paying less compared to those using the electrical or the what they call it, hydroelectrical power supply. You pay less. So at the point of installation, the cost varies from one technician to another, from one workshop or installation center to another, depending on what they are. Right now, it's not very popular. All right, so we don't have competitors all over the place. So the price varies. However, it's quite affordable. And then there are also some.
What's like the range? Because I know someone is itching to hear that. What is the range of this retrofitting process? What's the range of it?
Let me leave my manager too.
Okay. Talking about pricing of retrofitting, our installation on it. The first thing I would like to know is that the kit used for installation is not only one. As vehicle capacity and size vary, so you have different kits. Now, your engine system is also one of the factors that determine the suitable kit, matching kit. There is the open loop, which is better described as your carburetor system. And there is the other one that is sequential, which we better describe as use of electric nozzles.
Okay.
Now, the capacity of the engine also become a determinant of your price, because they vary. Now, the size of cylinder and the type are all factors that sum up to
the cost,
determine the cost. But for radio's sake and value of our listeners, I will like to say cost range start from 800 to 1.5 million naira, but subject to the various conditions and factors that I have mentioned.
Okay.
It can even be more than that if you want specialized types of cylinders. So, but for sake of our listeners, we should look at from that cost range as a guide.
Okay.
So when you now want more, then we can now go to exact figures.
So like the basic is
Yes.
from 800K.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Okay. I'm not even speechless, right? But
Okay.
well, I think that affordable is relative, and for some people who understand the benefits of CNG and also want to retrofit their vehicles, then why not? They might just invest in it, because at the end of the day, nothing is for free, of course. Now, let's talk about the commercial benefits of CNG compared to other sources of fuel.
Okay. So when we're talking about the commercial benefit of CNG compared to other sources like petrol or diesel, you discover that if you are buying one SCM, which is equivalent to 1 liter of petrol, you are buying one SCM as that standard cubic meters at 230.
Okay.
And you are buying petrol at 890 or 895, some places 900, some places 1000. So when you check, the same distance 1 liter of fuel will cover is the same distance 1 SCM of CNG would cover.
Okay.
So when you check, you discover that it's quite affordable, it's cheaper, and then it saves your engine, because it cleans up the engine oil such that the time you will spend in changing engine oil of
Your
a petrol
servicing tower.
of servicing your vehicle using petrol, if it takes you 3 months to service your vehicle by changing of engine oil, it will take you up to 1 year
Okay.
before you can change engine oil if you are using the CNG. So you can see you are saving costs of buying of engine oil and all that. It also
Okay.
cleans up your engine. It gives us good, even from the exhaust, the combustion, you discover that it's less carbon because it's from methane.
Everything is already
Which
working.
is,
within.
the natural gas has, if you check the formula, we don't want to go into all those technicalities, it has less carbon. It does not
Okay.
contain sulfur and lead, which can lead to corrosion. So it cleans up your engine, gives you a more safer use of your automobile. Yeah.
All right. Well, listener, you can be a part of the show by calling us on 09073530044. If you have questions, observations, or even contributions as regards this conversation here on alternative energy sources, with a focus on CNG and also how it can be used in natural gas vehicles, natural gas vehicles. Yes, let's hear you this afternoon. 09097054450 is the number to call us. What do you have to say as regards this? Well, while we wait for the calls and contributions, let's talk about the effect. I think you mentioned a bit about the effect that CNG has on engines and how it purifies our vehicles and everything. But if you could be more detailed about that for our listener to have an idea about it.
Oh, that's fine. It also substantially reduces the greenhouse gas emission compared to traditional vehicles.
Okay.
With reduction of up to about 30%. So you look at the carbon monoxide emission are reduced by 90%. And carbon monoxide is that toxic, that poisonous substance that comes out of the exhaust.
Okay.
So if it's reduced by 90%, 90 to 97%, that should tell you it's safer in terms of environmental hazards compared to the other fuel like petrol and diesel. You know, so the truth about it is that it can reduce a tangible impact of hazard of the hazard caused by carbon monoxide, caused by nitrogen oxide. All these are the what they call it, the smoke that comes out of our fuel. It reduces it substantially and it keeps the environment clean.
Okay. All right. It helps in purifying the environment, and I think that is what we are trying to achieve, especially with climate change and everything. We don't want to focus on just the older ways of doing things. It's important that we also look at how to go about it in the new way. And now the clarification I got from this conversation is that you are not converting, you're not moving from fossil fuel entirely to the CNG, but it's like a complementary thing that happens in your vehicle. Only if your vehicle is just CNG sourced only, because I know there are vehicles that use only gas. Yes. But if your vehicle is not only gas, you can alternate. Oh my God, you are definitely in paradise, because today if you don't feel like using fossil fuel, you can use gas. All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Akor and Mr. Abiodun. But before we let you go, if you could just tell us the use case of CNG in Nigeria and how long CNG has been in use, I think that would give people a perspective to read. People always want success stories so that they can point out that yes, someone like this used it and this is how long it has been going on, so that it doesn't sound alien. I know this is not the first time people are hearing of CNG, but they want a more practical perspective towards it. So if you could tell us what the use case is and how long it has been in use here and even in any other part of Africa.
Actually, the natural gas vehicles have been in use since the 18th century.
Okay.
In fact, the first car converted by Sir Illinois was in 1860 using natural gas, compressed natural gas, CNG. Now it's just coming to this side of the world.
Okay.
It's been around, but it's not as popular as
it is
becoming now. It's been around for a while, and even this compressed natural gas, they are getting from all these what do they call it, wastes. The gas are like wastes.
So it's our environment.
All this gas flaring you see in industrial areas, they are wasting. So now what we are doing is to compress.
So it can be converted.
Yes, that's where we compress. When we say compress, now we are capturing it into a particular container, which is the cylinder. So that's compressing the natural gas. And the main raw material is methane, which is CH4. Methane. It can be gotten from crude. It can be gotten from mining. It can be gotten from animal dumps.
Landfill.
It can be gotten. Do you understand? So now, by the time technologically they are able to capture these gases that are wasting into a container, it becomes compressed. Just like we have the liquefied, the LPG, which is something that at a particular temperature, 60 degrees Celsius or centigrade, it is being put in a liquid form.
Okay.
Do you understand? So this one now is compressed at about 16 degrees Celsius into a cylindrical cylinder that is seamlessly formulated.
Okay.
With the thickness of 8 millimeter. So when you check the use case, it has been, it's just that it's not as popular, and then a lot of people have so much fear or doubt or myth because they have not experienced its usage. However, it's very much cheap to use. It's cheaper, it's affordable, and then it's safer. imagine it is flammable at what is the boiling point of water? 100 degrees Celsius, right?
Yes.
Now this one, its boiling point is, it can be flammable at about 593 degrees Celsius.
Okay.
You can imagine how hot such a flame would be. If 100 degrees Celsius you can't pour on your body, how would 590 to 593 degrees Celsius look like? Do you understand? Before it can be flammable. Now look at it. It's lighter than air. That's one of the properties. It can disappear as soon as there's a leakage, or so it cannot.
Okay, it can't
and
stay around.
At the pressure at which it is captured into a cylinder is between 200 to 250, 300 bars, which is 3,600 psi. Just like when you are inflating a tire of a vehicle, you put about 45 or 40 psi. Now imagine 3,600 psi. That's the pressure. It means even if you bring flame close to it at a point of escape, it will quench that fire.
Wow. Okay. Now this is like an entire physics class.
All the myth that
Going
people
on
are
here.
having, that
this point.
it can explode easily. It can, no. It's far behind.
Okay. I think that, like I said earlier, information is power, and for people who are not informed, and some things we do not know, or there is misinformation, there is disinformation, and then there's information. So it depends on which one you are exposed to. But this session with you has given a lot of us light into what the CNG is about and how it is very important for the environment, or how it is not harmful to our environment. You just highlighted that our surroundings and our experiences shape who we are and what we use. And it just reinforces the idea that man is a product of his own environment. The CNG is not an alien. It's not coming from a different planet. It's still within the planet Earth.
Absolutely.
It's what we use that is just being recycled.
That's right.
If I can use that word, right?
Yes.
It's being recycled. It's being compressed and purified in such a way that it will help you at a minimal cost.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
All right.
So
I'll definitely pick a physics class with you because my head is full.
You're welcome.
It was just an interview. No one told me I was coming to school here.
I was really trying to be specific with some.
I believe that a lot of physics students can relate to what you're saying, but thank you so much. We appreciate you, Mr. Akor and Mr. Abiodun, for coming here to talk to us about this. We hope to see more of you here on this show as you continue to educate Nigerians on the importance of diversification. Change is inevitable.
That's right.
But however, it's a slow process for some people. People take time to adapt to certain things, and I believe that someday we'll definitely get. I think today, funny enough, as if because I don't know if it was just coincidence, but because I was coming to talk about this or interview you guys about this today, the vehicle that was about to bring me here is actually a CNG tricycle. Yes, I saw a CNG tricycle. Do you know what came? I'll be very honest.
That's another use case now.
So the CNG tricycle dropped by. So I was about to get in, but I had mixed feelings. When I now saw him, yes, I did. And that's to show you that regardless of how educated you might be, there are certain levels to which you can take change. But that is not me saying that I do not know some of these things. But I'm just trying to relate with a lot of people and what they feel about it until you came here to enlighten us. When I saw that, I was taken aback. But I wanted to enter, and that was how I got myself to this place today. And it was quite seamless. Even from the outside, it looks, So funny enough, I used the CNG powered tricycle to get to this place today. It's happening already.
It's happening already. And before you know it, commercial vehicles are keying into it, and then you discover that transportation costs would reduce drastically because the rate at which they fuel their vehicle, they refill their gases is quite affordable. It's cheaper. It's cheaper.
All right, thank you so much. We appreciate you. Any final thoughts, because our time is fast spent? So if you could just take a few seconds to tell us your or give us your thoughts, and then we'll wrap it up here.
Okay. All right. Our final thought is that we want everyone to be open-minded and be ready to change along the change that is coming, because
that has come.
That
It's
has come already.
here. Change is here now.
Yeah, because if you are not flexible enough to be compliant with what is happening now, you actually be broken or you will be left behind. So come get yourself compliant. Do anything you can do if you have a vehicle to retrofit a CNG into your vehicle.
Okay.
Yeah, you use it alternatively. You don't condemn your petrol system completely. Use it alternatively, and it will save your economy, and then you would enjoy the cost of transportation. And that would
Absolutely.
also affect the prices of foodstuffs in the market by the time everybody is retrofitting
True.
their vehicle to
Absolutely.
CNG.
All
So
right.
welcome on board. We are available to guide you.
All right, you're available. That is Dr. Ako and then Mr. Abiodun. Well, thank you so much. In case you want to go on with this conversation, we are very active on Facebook, on social media. In case you want to reach out to them, to know how to go about this process, we'll always be here to connect you with these very enlightened gentlemen so that you can go about that process. But I must say, it's been an enlightened one with us here.
Thank you very
Thank you
much.
so
Thank you
much
very
for
much.
coming, and
Yeah,
I'm hoping to
appreciate
see you guys again,
Yeah.
again, and again.
No problem.
All right.
Thank
My
you
name
very
is
much.
Cassandra Yonumbe, and I get to call it a wrap, not just on Top Gear, but also on the Sunny Side Show for today, the 10th of June, 2025. Thank you so much for doing this with me from top of the hour, 12 o'clock, up until this moment. You're very special. Do not forget that. And yes, remember that in the context of CNG, it is true that our environment and resources influence the technologies we develop and utilize. CNG is not an alien. It is a fuel source that is a natural fit, not just for industries, but also for personal use for you and myself. So, because it is just a product of the abundance and the potential benefits that we have in our society. So embrace change, right? Be open-minded, like you said.
That's right.
Thank you so much. Keep listening to Eagles FM Abuja. Bye for now.
The hits for your drive home.
Eagles 102.3.